And welcome to the Cox Sports College Basketball Coach's Corner. No, he's not Dave Dickerson, as it says on the screen right here. He's Lenny Mathis. Lenny Mathis is the man with the plan, the man who makes the engine run behind the scenes and does a lot of jobs. I would hate to give you one title because you do so many things.
Yeah, most people ask me my title. It's so long that I just say I just work in athletics. It all comes out in the end.
The man with the plan.
Yeah, well, we try to work pretty hard. The crew of folks I got on the experience, we work really hard trying to paint the town green, get some more people involved and excited about our basketball programs. Really, all of our athletic teams at the USC Upstate and support our student athletes. So that's not a title, but that's kind of what we do.
And it's kind of what we do here at Sugar and Spice. We paint it green every Monday afternoon.
It's great. Appreciate you putting this all together. Got the folks here that work here. On Mondays you can come in. They're in the Upstate basketball shirts. So appreciate you putting this together for us. I know Dave and I will be on their way here in a little bit. I'll just fill in some time for until then.
That sounds good then. So I'm sure probably you've eaten at Sugar and Spice.
Friday, in fact, yes.
Yes. What is your favorite thing to eat at the Spice?
Here Friday. Let's see. Mine is the cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and mayonnaise.
Okay.
So my wife does when she likes the onion rings.
Best onion rings in town.
She'll skip the fries, just do the onion rings along with the burger. And the kids are just a very basic burger, cheeseburger with nothing on it.
Okay. All right.
My son likes shredded lettuce. Strangest thing you've ever seen. A 9-year-old son likes shredded lettuce, but he can shredded lettuce and stuff.
That's good too. And if you throw in a tomato and something else, and you got salad.
Well, yeah, and a bun, sure. There you go.
So again, we appreciate J.C. Copsis and Harry, the two owners here, of allowing us to come, and we had a really good time with them during football season. They were one of our Broome football sponsors. Matter of fact, in Broome's two All-State players in the backfield, the quarterback and their running back, were both All-State. We call them Sugar and Spice. And that was the name they went by all year long. Sugar will graduate this year, but Sugar had...
find a different Sugar.
Yes, we'll have to find another Sugar in there, but Spice was a sophomore running back this year that's the #1 prospect in the state of South Carolina for 2026.
Okay.
Been offered by South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and all those schools already. And just a sophomore in squats, 625 pounds. And runs the 4.40.
Wow.
He'll be back for 2 more years. All righty, well, let's get back to painting the town green now. I know you've got a lot of good things going on over at USC Upstate. That's my alma mater, so I'm enjoying getting to go back and see the games now and be a part of the basketball program, because that was, to me, that was a really big thing. Back in the late 70s, I graduated in 1980, and so Upstate's always had a special place in my heart.
Yeah, no, I've been here at Upstate now for 4 years. It's something that, I've spent 18 years of my life at different places, the college football team. But basketball is a big deal at Upstate. Always has, always will be. And it's we're having an exciting year this year. I know Dave's had a couple of heartbreakers he's had to deal with here lately, but our women's basketball team is rocking and rolling there in first place. And we're going to have a really exciting spring with baseball and softball as well, both that were picked preseason #1 in the Big South. So turn the page to 2024. We got a lot of exciting things happening.
And I know that the softball program, because I remember I was back at Upstate actually as the voice of the Spartans back when the Spartans went Division I.
Yep.
And the fast track, when they got in, the program they got on the fast track to get in as far as competing with the championships and things was the softball team. And they have been ranked. They have been, had a great tradition with them.
Yeah, no, and Coach Hawkins has done a remarkable job in the year, I believe, 30. They had the field down for him last year, Hawkins Field at Surreal Stadium, and there's an expectation there of regional play, and they were within a whisker last year, the last couple of tournaments of winning them. So I know they're ready to get back to that. They feel really good about their team this coming year. And there'll be a lot more coming out about our softball schedule. Where the schedule's out, there's a tweak coming to the schedule that the rest of us can't talk about just yet. But there's some big games coming up on their slate later.
Well, I know we will anxiously await. I can't talk today. The information to come out on that, though. But like you said, we're in the middle right now of basketball season. I think we're one game away of completing the first round of playing everybody.
Yep, the Wednesday night is the end of the
First round.
The first time through the order, and the PC or PC, the winner host PC on Wednesday night. So hard to believe we're halfway home through January, and off to February we go. So it's crazy to think how fast these seasons go by.
They do. I mean, I'm amazed that high school basketball's only got 4 games left in the regular
Yeah,
season.
I heard that on the radio the other day. I'm like, wow, we're already talking playoffs. Holy cow! So yeah, it's just
They're done before
evaporates.
Valentine's.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I mean, March Madness is
For them,
nowhere
it's the
near.
state championship, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
That it is there, though. So, well, tell us about, we've got our little thing, and I'm going to let you explain what we do here with our little boxes here.
Yeah, so we got these actually at a couple of places around town, but if you can see these on the screen, I'm turn it in the right direction there. There's been a QR code on all these around the restaurant. You scan the QR code, and you win yourself free tickets. I know the guy that gets all the automated emails from this. It's
Okay.
actually me. So if you want to win free tickets to a game, you can scan the QR code, and you will have a chance to come see a men's basketball game, women's basketball game. You pick. And the only game that you're not winning a ticket to is homecoming. That's when we're not giving away a ticket to that one. But yeah, stop by anytime you come out of Sugar and Spice. These are on the table $7 or 5 days a week whenever the Sugar and Spice is open. So be sure and do that. And there's a schedule on one side and a reminder to come meet Dave and hang out here every Monday afternoon.
And it was fun, too, that we had Justin Bailey was our guest last week, and told him he was the poster boy on here, though, that he enjoyed seeing himself on the little cards here, and Dave's on the other side right there, though. So, again, I know you've got a lot of other promotions. What can you tell us, any other things you've got going on for remaining home games?
Yeah, we've been really aggressive this year about finding some different groups in the community, doing anthems and halftimes, and we've got a lot of those coming up here. I've got a really, really big one coming middle end of February that I will definitely come back and tell you about when I put it into paper. But really excited about a couple of more promotions we have coming up for basketball. If you have any, anytime you want to look at that, we've actually created some new graphics that go out on our Twitter/X account, as well as Instagram and whatnot. It's kind of a game day central that goes out on game day, which gives you kind of a snapshot of what the whole day looks like. You can bring your kid to a game, you stay all the way to the end. We've got open gym for kids 12 and under, and you shoot on the court after the game. Leave it to a dad with 3 kids under 9 to do something like that. It's basically I let my own kids on the court. And we're, a lot of those type of things. We're trying to, bring the community back. The couple of years we had around COVID were really strange, and I think really stunted a lot of the growth that kind of I had planned for getting people involved. So this year has been a really, really good start for that. The only other thing I'll mention too is we're working on a canned food drive as part of our I-26 Library series with UNC Asheville. So we've got 5 locations that you can place any of your canned food donations. They all go to Miracle Hill Ministries, and they help us. If we can beat UNC Asheville and raise more canned and non-perishable food item donations, if we can raise more than the folks up in UNC Asheville do between now and February 10th, which is when UNC Asheville comes here, we will gain 3 bonus points in our rivalry series. And every time the 2 teams play, 3 points are awarded whoever comes out on top. Let's say it's a Big South, for it's golf or track or cross country, it's at the Big South tournament or their championship. Whichever school finishes higher gets the 3 points. When it's head-to-head competition, volleyball, soccer, basketball, baseball, UNC Asheville does not play softball. When it's head-to-head competition, those are the 3 points right over. Well, we're giving the fans an opportunity to gain 3 bonus points for us. So look on our website. We've got information out on that right now. It'll be continuing to come out between now and February 10th. Or just when you come to a game, bring a canned food item. You also have an opportunity to win some other incentives when you do that. So excited about doing that with the folks at the
Okay. Let's see, too, how many home games still remain for us right here this year?
Radford on Saturday, Radford, Asheville, Gardner Webb, Charleston Southern, and Presbyterian. So
Okay.
5.
So there's still 5 good chances to come out to see great basketball.
Yeah, 3 straight Saturdays, each of the next 3, February 10, 3, 10, and 17. So we got, like I said, we've got a really halftime show. I know we've got for USC Asheville's a local martial arts group. So we're excited about all the different kind of things we're trying to bring to the game this year.
And I'm thankful and glad too with the kids getting to shoot after the game. Every time that I've been there doing a game and I watch them do that, it brings back a memory of one time when there was a guy where people were shooting after a game, and it was this goofy guy who was the manager of our basketball team, and he was out there. This was his chance to show out after the game. And some little kid launched a missile from half court, came off the backboard, hit him in the head, knocked him out cold.
Oh no!
So,
well, my half-court memory was the last home game we had. Our marketing director just kind of whispered to everybody, he's like, all right, well, hit this from half-court. Everybody wins $1 million. And I'm like, okay. And sure enough, he chunked it up there and he made it. And all 7 of us were looking around like,
just kidding.
Where's my $1 million?
Wow.
If you work as many hours as some of us do in sports, you got to have a little fun with a few things. So that was a fun little thing after the game the other night.
Alrighty, so again.
The star of the show is here now, so I may exit stage left here. So
Okay, all right. I guess we'll go. Dave, you want to go first today? Then we can go ahead and get him in here.
Yeah.
We'll get Mayor in here a little bit when he gets here, though. So
Yeah.
appreciate Lenny Mathis being with us here on the Coach's Corner, the Cox Sports College Basketball Coach's Corner, here live from the Sugar and Spice. If you're in the area, come drop by. The JC's got the food coming out right now, and my favorite is the roast beef. So
I've been very. It's cheeseburger and
that's the best roast beef in town.
Okay.
I thought Coach Garcia got that last week.
Okay.
He had my recommendation,
Okay.
so he liked that though, and I think he liked the onion rings too.
All right. Okay.
All
Appreciate that.
righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good to see you.
So we're gonna bring Dave on now and talk a little bit about the Spartans season right here. Well, it was an interesting week last week for the Spartans right there, though, and I'm going to say right now, go on and say my comments. I was going to send us an email, but I'm going to tell them in person that personally I think you're doing a great job with your coaching staff. You're putting your kids in a position to win every week. You've overcome double-digit deficits in the second half. It's just a matter right now, the players have got to step up and make a play and find a way to win. And that's going to happen because you got one more game on the first time around, but you got everybody one more time.
Yeah, we're having a tough, difficult season right now, and it's taken us a while to get to where I think we can be. And but first of all, you know, Dick, I always say this. I love this team. I love my coaching staff. I love our program, and we're now starting to practice with a purpose, and we're starting to think the way we need to think in order to win games in the Big South. The Big South has changed on us in a matter of a year, in the sense that you got really good coaches, you got really good players, and the players have the level of play from the players are going up a notch, and so it has taken us a little bit of time to get there, and we've talked about our best players got to be our best players no matter what the situation is, and then we got to have the other players on our team to play good. Now they don't have to score, but they all have to play well, and I love the way we had a great film session today. We had a really good physical practice today. We worked on free throw shooting. You know, if you look at the last game we played, Gardner Webb, we were 8 for 23 from the line. And obviously, you know, it's tough to win a game when you're 8 for 23. And I told our guys, this is not on me as a coach. This is on you as a player to where you got to step up and make these free throws, because a free throw can extend a lead, but also a free throw can stop a run. and those are free points, like you always said. And but my staff has done an unbelievable job, and they're good guys. Drew Garcia, Nori Johnson, Chris Logston, Saul Zarier, and Ron C. Those guys have done a good job, but they've really done a good job of being connected with our players, and so we know that we're one game away from catching fire, and we just need to get that one game.
And the thing is too, I mean, with the exception of that first game at Asheville up there, that was, and everybody's going to have a bad game like that. You have been in every conference game right there along the way, where it's been a possession here or there, like you said, a free throw possibly made here or there, right there, that could be the difference in the game. And that's what the good thing about it, playing basketball is, you get to play them 2 times.
Yeah, and like you said, with Lenny, we get a chance to get to after the Presbyterian game on Wednesday, which is a big game. And obviously they're in the same situation as us. They had a good non-conference and haven't played well in conference. And so for us, we get a chance to play everybody again, but most importantly, we get a chance to come together as a group again. And for us, chemistry has been good on the team, has been good in the locker room, and I'm not going to let them as a coach not respect the game. And our guys love being in the gym, and so now we just got to make sure that we can maximize our time.
Well, Coach Tony was sitting with me at the game on Saturday when we were over there.
Yeah, I saw you guys over there.
That the kids play hard every time. That you cannot have, they'll make a mistake maybe then, they'll miss a shot maybe then, but you cannot ever say that your teams don't play hard and they don't play with a lot of heart and they don't give up.
No, our guys really play hard and they really play the game the right way. And obviously it doesn't look good all the time, but our intentions are always good. And the thing you look at is that, look, you were at the High Point game last Wednesday. If you take away the last 3 minutes and 13 seconds of the first half,
absolutely,
that's a whole different game.
It is.
And High Point by far is the best team in our league, right?
Yes.
And so if you take those 3 minutes and 13 seconds away, then we're up at half, and then the momentum is Upstate. And if you look at the Gardner-Webb game, Gardner-Webb has been the hottest team in the league, and they've been the best three-point shooting team in the league, and we held those guys to 24% from the three-point line, and we had the lead 2 times in the second half. And so we're getting there, and obviously as a coaching staff, we're showing our guys the good, and we're discussing the bad, but we're not focusing in on the free throws and the ball not going to the basket. We're focusing in on the other 95% of the things that we can control, like our energy, first to the floor, our rebounding, our box outs, and our cuts, and our passing, our screening, and our talking. All those things, we get those things better than that last 5% where the ball's going into the basket, and it would happen.
And and you've had to do it with different people because you were coming. I know you had to be excited after the High Point game with your 2 inside players really playing. Melmir just got here with us here, but he played well. Ariel also was 4 out of 4.
4 out of 4 from
had
the field,
a good game, and then lo and behold, you're missing a player on Saturday. You've got a different lineup and all like that. It's like you're having to try to juggle your pieces. Every game.
And if you look at, I looked at some NFL football yesterday, and when you talk about the injuries at late in the year and the tweaks you have, that's why I love the game of basketball, because now you get a chance to play as a team, but also you get a chance to gear it up 48 hours after your last game. And so, we're in a situation right now to where I think we're going to play our best basketball starting on Wednesday, and it's going to be very, very difficult. Presbyterian is a really good team at home, and those guys, Coach Q has done a good job of having his guys ready to play at home and on the road. And so now we got to go in and control that 95% of the things that we can control. other than and not put a focus in on the free throw shooting or the ball going in the basket. We got to make sure we take care of those other things.
You had to be pleased too Saturday that I thought your bench really gave you some good minutes.
Yeah,
Amir got a couple fouls early,
yeah.
and you had to go with some guys. You started a true freshman at point guard
Yep.
in that game right there, though. But you know, it's good to see Justin get back on track.
Yeah, we came into the season knowing that we had to depend on 4 guys. We had to, Trey had to have a good year for us. Justin had to have a good year for us. Amir had to have a good year for us. And then Nick Abs had to have a good year for us. And now, I think those 4 guys are in a situation where they know they have to have a good year. Mm-hmm. And now they're going to really pick their game up. And so, I didn't know what to expect from Jalen Michelle coming back from his Achilles injury. And he's given us some really good minutes. He's given some good leadership on the floor. He's given some good decision making. And then Floyd Redu, I thought his play in non-conference, I thought he would continue to do that in conference. And he just hasn't to this point, but he's been practicing well. And now we just got to get him to take more 10 toes to the line, three-point shots. Right. Because that's the best thing he does, and people are trying to take that away. And then we had no idea what we would get from Miguel Ayusi and then George Ochoa, and I think George is the guy that against Gardner-Webb showed that if Amir gets in foul trouble, we can go to him and he can change who we are as a team because he can stretch the floor shot.
And again, I thought he did a good job with that too. And I thought that Nick came in with a good second half for you.
Yeah,
I like the way he plays.
Yeah,
that he can do a little bit of everything for you.
Yeah, I didn't like what he played in the first half.
No, he did not. No, I noticed you had like five subs in there for a while there. But yeah.
But Nick is just an unbelievable dude and good, great teammate. And he's playing his best basketball since he's been at Upstate. And just think of it, he's averaging almost 13 points, 14 points a game, and he's shooting 150% from the free throw line. And so now, if he can get into like 70% from the free throw line, then he has a chance to have a special year for us.
I need to give him some words of wisdom for the free throw line.
Yeah.
The thing I'm seeing and watching closely with it there, that they're rushing lots of times, and they're not using their legs. Their legs is where you get your touch and your power to shoot free throws. And just take a good deep breath. You got 10 seconds to shoot it. Don't rush it. Those are the things I used to say.
That's the thing I talked to you about today. I'm serious. You could ask him here. I say when you get to the line, you get to your routine, breathe.
Yes.
Don't rush it. You got 10 seconds. And matter of fact, if you need an extra 2, I'll take the whistle. You know what I mean? Just don't rush yourself because our guys are better shooters. Mm-hmm. And I know they are. And what I've done is that I've tried to make them to make free throws under duress, which is throughout practice, after practice now. Mm-hmm. And so that part of our game is going to catch fire as well. And so, when we put it all together, then it's going to be a whole different deal for us.
So Lenny heard me say this. I'm sure that Amir does not want me to say this though, but I have something I used to do with my guys for free throw shooting. At the end of practice, they had to make 5 in a row before they could go home.
Oh, wow.
That we would do that. And I sat there with them sometimes, and I would be looking, and, their buddies would be long gone or having to wait on them, but I would not let them leave the gym until they made 5 in a row.
Well, we did a drill today, and the guys that didn't make that drill got to make 10 in a row. and so Amir is one of them. And so we're going to have guys in the gym all night tonight, probably. But it's one of those things to where I don't want to stress that because we can still win games without making free throws. Yeah. And so I'm just worried about that 95% rule to where let's control the things that we can control. Right. And let's control our energy, our body language, our rebounding, our boxing out, being physical, and our passing, and our finishing at the rim, and our wall-ups and our rotations, and all those things that we can control. we're going to control that from here on out and give ourselves a chance.
And again, that's all you can do. The bottom line is just be relaxed.
And be relaxed.
That's the thing there,
Be relaxed.
because 9 times out of 10, if you go in the free throw line, somebody's probably just knocked the breath out of you or something anyway, and all,
Yeah.
and your legs are probably your tensing up tight though, but your touch comes from your legs. Just take that breath and relax and take your time shooting.
That's the same thing I told him today. Matter of fact, I need you to come to practice tomorrow, and like so you can reiterate that. And but that's the same thing I told him today. Hey, you got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Get yourself comfortable. Get yourself calmed down, and shoot your best shot. Go through your best routine and shoot your best shot.
And I'll guarantee you, the officials are not counting those 10 seconds any
No.
more than they count 3 seconds in the
Oh, my
lane.
goodness.
They don't ever count those either.
Hey, you know what? I was looking at a game yesterday, and I saw like three seconds call, in which before this year you never saw that.
Now, the Clemson people are saying, when Duke's at home,
Oh.
they'll start calling that at the end of the game. But, I come back and say to them that you had to turn it over 3 times in the last minute and a half. It wouldn't have come down to them making that call at the end of the game there, though.
Yeah, it was a tough loss for Clemson. I know those guys really well. I felt bad for them.
So it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting there. So, and I know y'all get a lot of interesting calls in your games. I know you can't talk about them, but I
No.
can. I can.
Yeah.
Sitting up there in the stands, that Coach Tony and I are like, what in the world are they
Yeah.
calling?
Yeah.
It's
But,
interesting.
Yep.
All right, I got a question for you here
Okay.
that I want to throw at you.
Sure.
The biggest weakness I felt like in coaching was substitutions. And I want to know your philosophy on that, though, because I would basically, my philosophy was I'd fall in love with the guys. I didn't want to screw up a good thing. If they're playing well there, didn't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
And I had a point guard who was really good. It played for me, and he's in the SAC 8 Hall of Fame, and Jersey retired at Newberry and like that. And he was an all-state player. He played every minute of a lot of games. I never did take him out. He was tough, and he's a player. But that would, if I could go back and coach differently, that would be my biggest weakness I would need to work on is substitutions, knowing when to substitute, patterns, and you hate to take a guy out. I had a coach that I played for one time that if I missed a shot or had a turnover immediately, I needed to look at the scores table because I was coming out.
Oh, wow.
And thank goodness one time was the guy who was going to come in to get me out on the way to the scores table lost his contact. And I hit about 3 or 4 in a row, and I got to stay in the ball game. But, it's just things like that. And, I guess my philosophy in a way was to my team, give me a reason to play you.
Yeah, substitution is, like you said, it's a really tricky thing.
It's hard.
And because you want to play your top 5 to 7 guys the whole game.
Yep.
And if a team is playing well, if a group is playing well, you want to play them throughout the whole deal. And so, and then if Amir gets a foul early, do I take him out early? Because if he gets one right away, he's done for the whole half.
Yep.
And sometimes you can't play with 3 fouls unless you go to zone. And,
And you got the rebounds you miss out on.
and the rebounds, exactly. So it's always been tricky to me, and so what I do is that I try and not play guys too long, because sometimes in basketball you take off on the defensive end. That's the wrong end to take off there, right?
Right.
And so I would, if I had my drudgeons, I would love to have maybe 7 or 8 guys, and but the bench is so important in college basketball. Right? You got to have a lot of production on the bench, and those guys got to come in and play really good basketball, because when you sub, you shouldn't have your level of play go down.
Right.
Yes.
So that was the one thing that I would do. I even forced myself into where I tried the old Dean Smith Big Blue team.
Oh, wow.
Doing that to where in games, maybe 2 minutes before the end of each quarter or something, then I would put 5 that were used to playing together as a second team, put them in. and would rest my starters the last couple of minutes of the quarter, let the other guys play that couple of minutes in there then, and maybe if they're doing well, let them come back and start. And I would leave them, as long as they were playing well, that I'd leave them out there.
How did that work?
It worked pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
And it started working. I couldn't do it every game because like that.
Yeah.
But it was something, it was a way, because I had guys that deserved to be playing more than they were playing. But I was trying to find a way to get them in a little bit more, because they were working hard in practice.
Yeah.
And, you know, and a couple of those guys that played on that team of doing that, their junior year, they got scholarships their senior year from that. They went on, and both of them got scholarships to Erskine.
Oh, wow.
And they were on my Big Blue team as juniors.
Okay.
So it worked out a little bit there.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play around with that, and because, you know, some guys, you know, last week we had Amir was on the white team, but we had the green team to outplay the white team.
Yep.
And I thought about it in my mind the night before the game. You know what? I should come back and start the green team. And see if those guys can give us the same energy and give us the same productivity they gave us in practice the day before against another opponent. And so you know, the game is such today to where you know, I need to talk to you about some of those things, because nothing changes, right?
Right.
So
did you get a chance to read my book?
Oh yeah. Yeah, reading that playbook. Yeah, we got one of your OB others in right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
They work, even though Dave Odom accused me of saying, that sounds like a football play. And then we scored, and I said, it works. So
it works.
No matter what it sounds like, as long as you get the basket.
No matter, as long as the ball goes in, right?
And, you know, the thing that worked good about what I was doing with the 5 players, too, these guys knew they were going to get to play in every game. So that picked up their intensity in practice every day and all like that. And my motto with them is, you're going to stay as well as you play.
So let me ask you a question, Digger. If you were coaching right now, how many guys would you play?
I would say probably 8 to 9 would be about the limit on that.
Okay.
And the 8 and 9 would be maybe not as many minutes as the first 7, but I would probably roll those in.
Okay. So you definitely wouldn't go to 10.
It would be hard to.
Yeah, only on foul trouble, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be hard to, but I'm saying, you know, that it could be done still.
Yeah.
But that thing, I was amazed that when I went the 5 substitutions, again, like I said, of the team morale picked up and all, and those, because the guys, the starters were pulling for the 5 that went in for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so it gave them a chance to finally get a break and all. And like I said, those guys that knew they were going to play every game with me doing that, it would be like the last couple of minutes before quarter, it would be equivalent to, like, you know, a TV timeout coming up for y'all.
Sure.
And stuff like that, maybe the first couple of minutes in the next quarter. And I wouldn't necessarily do that in each half.
Yeah.
It may just be in one half that I would do that.
Yeah.
But to get them on the floor, and it led to 2 of those kids getting college scholarships to Erskine the next year.
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean,
and they had to be my 2 star players the next year.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good deal. I mean, I like that. A matter of fact, I like hearing that. Yeah.
So, well, I didn't get a chance last time to tell you about No Foul Monday. What I told you about what my no foul Mondays.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
This would probably be outlawed now.
Okay.
I don't know if they would. I'd be allowed for no foul Mondays. These usually came on days that I thought that we physically got manhandled and physically got whipped on the court. In other words, we just wimped out.
Yeah.
So no foul Monday was we came in and it's a 3-on-3 game.
Okay.
And I'd get the old practice gear out in case the nice stuff got torn up or ripped off.
Okay.
But we played 3-on-3 full court. There is no fouls allowed. No fouls in the game.
You can't call a foul.
You can't call a foul. You cannot go out of bounds.
Okay.
Anything goes. And so it's full court. You got to play full court man.
Okay.
You can only dribble the ball 3. You got 3 dribbles
But
when you have the ball.
Okay.
You cannot dribble it the whole way up the court. You dribble 3 times and that's it. So if a man comes in, goes in for a layup, you clothesline him. You can do whatever you want to. You don't let him score. But you played 3 baskets, and when you got to 3 baskets, the losers had to stay up.
Oh wow!
So
the winners can get off.
The winners got off, yeah.
Well, if I would do that right now, you see my boss right there. If I would do that right now and let that go, because back in the old days, now you could do that.
You can't do that. That's what I'm saying. Can't do that anymore.
And so my boss will bring me in the next morning, and Coach Garcia will be the head coach, and because what that does is promote that toughness that you talk about, and what our guys wouldn't be able to handle the physicality, and so they would take it to another level off the court in a sense that, and so when we did that, I had the same thing when I was in college. I mean,
my kids loved it.
Yeah.
They enjoyed it, getting out there. And, I mean, I didn't do it every week.
No,
it was maybe once a season
Yeah.
we'd have to do
Yeah.
something like that, though. But it was interesting there. I had 2 brothers that played on the team. One of them was a senior, the other one was a sophomore, and he's yelling, "I'm going to tell Mama when I get home. I'm going to tell Mama what you did to me." But they enjoyed that, though. They loved to see that, though.
Yeah.
And the thing, I had 2 kids one year. We did loose ball drills and all. One of them played offensive line at University of South Carolina. He was about 6'6", 250. And I had a point guard who was all-state, the one who was retired at Newberry, his jersey, and anything like that. They would not let anybody else play. They would actually go and do the loose ball drill every time, and would go and throw the other people out of line, breaking the line. They wanted to go every time.
Every time.
Yeah, and then my all-state quarterback who played with South Carolina was over there holding his shoulder right there, though. But it was, but it was stuff like that. Where I guess it was just a mental toughness thing we did. And it usually I got my message across.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said this. You can't do this every week.
No. Now I did work with a coach one time that did it about once a week right there, and it was funny too because the ball, there's no out of bounds, so the ball rolled down the office in the hall, and the athletic director, all of his pictures got knocked off the wall because they were still playing.
Guys are running around the Hodge,
But like we said, that was back in the good old days before we knew better there, though. But it usually was something that surprisingly, that the kids really enjoyed doing there. And we actually got set. Now, while I was assistant coach at Dorman, and we did that, God, we went and played Northwestern the next day, and our kids were black and blue when we went out there.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, we got every loose ball.
No doubt about that.
We went and beat them on their home court, though, because they evidently got the message.
We did a defensive reminders drill today, and those are like the 3 things we do that we got a guard on the opposing team, but we ended every drill with a rebound. And we had guys all over the court today as well, but it was good from a physicality standpoint, and because blocking out is not just turning yourself around, and you got to be physical with your block outs. You got to move guys outside the lane, and
you got to go get the ball.
And you got to go get the ball, and so you can either go get the basketball, or you can block out and go get it, but you got to go get it. And the physicality in that drill today was really, really good and set the tone for practice.
Well, we had one too that when we would do our 5-on-5 blockout drill, that to make sure that it's not just put your body on them to go get the ball, that if the ball hit the floor after the shot was taken, and the blockout team had to do push-ups.
Yeah.
So that the ball should never touch the floor when you're blocked out in doing that. So it was kind of like the game I told you, a little 5-on-5 that we used to play for offensive and defensive possessions. We would do that too. That if the offensive team got an offensive rebound on the defensive team blocking out, or if the ball hit the floor, then that was points, and then that led to doing push-ups.
I like that.
Those were reminders there. Ramirez telling me, "Will he please shut up over here?" So he's probably seen some of these. I would be he's seen some of these drills.
He has.
Right there, though. Let me see right here. Coaching pet peeves. Does Dave Dickerson have coaching pet peeves?
Yeah, I've been trying to get rid of them, and because you know what happens during the season where you try to keep everything in place. And with the days and times now, right now, like I came in the office one day and 4 of our guys had to float. And so you always have to kind of adjust. And I have a lot of pet peeves, and I'm trying to move those things down from having 5 to 1 or 2. And you know, pet peeves is almost like superstitions as well. And the more and more you have them these days, the more and more things change because society is just so different. And the guys' schedules during the day are so different. And so I've tried to do away with that and try to be more open-minded. But my approach is that, you know, on every game day for me, I want to get a good, exhausting workout so I can calm myself down. And because if I stay at the level that I am before I get to work, then I'm not going to be mind, body, and soul in the game. So what I try and do is get a great workout in before the game, and then I try and get a good power nap for about 25, 30 minutes. And then if I can stay on that schedule, then for me, it's mind right, game right. I talk to our guys every day about mind right, game right, but I want the coaches to have their mind right, game right as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say I've got 3 pet peeves. My first pet peeve is missed free throws.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you know my philosophy
It's
about
free.
it, that I lived. That's all I ever practiced was free throws, and I started that at a young age, and I wanted the ball at the end there, and again, I when I was teaching PE, some of the kids had come up and challenged me to free throw contests, and one of them finally got tired and walked away when I made 57 in a row from the line there.
Wow.
Though. He couldn't with that though, but that's just something I believed in though. My next thing is players not using the backboard around the basket.
Yeah.
From like 2-3 feet when
Yeah.
you got a perfect angle though, and he did a great job on the drive the other night of taking it down, laying it off the glass. And Coach Tony and I both, I said that we love that though. But I watch, and I'm not trying to pick on her, the big girl Cordosa from South Carolina will not use the dad blame backboard. She's 6'7" down there and will not use the backboard and misses so many shots. And that's my third thing is the easy miss shots from off the block and around the basket.
Well, he don't have that problem. He uses the glass really, really
Yes,
well.
he does.
On both sides of the court, and that is a big part of the game. And as a matter of fact, when I played, I had to take jump shots and knock them off the glass. And because, knocking off the glass is a big thing, especially on that angle, right?
Right.
And anything in the post, you definitely have to use glass. And but now the game is taught with those floaters and all that stuff that's going on now. And so you play off one, you play off two, but to try and do the jump hooks in the middle lane with the guards. And so if you were coaching now, you would really struggle.
I would.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I would do with that I cringe. With seeing the things like that. Though I mean, I'll be watching a game, a college basketball game or something on TV, and start seeing them not use the glass or missing free throws, missing, and I'll turn it off.
Yeah.
I'll go to another station. I'll go watch I Love Lucy or something like that though, or with that though. But I used to work with mine too about. I don't know if y'all do anything similar to that, but I used to have the hand shield, where it's a 2-ball and block drill, where you put one there, you go over, and when they go up, then I would bump them from behind with the hand shield when they had to do that, just to try to make those enclosed shots. Because, I mean, you can go and you can shoot them, just banking in there practicing, but you need to feel that contact when you have to make those shots too in the game.
Against Gardner Ware, we were like 64% as far as our completion at the rim, which is a high percentage. And in the second half, we shot around 57% from front of the field. But our thing was the fact that you have to finish out those possessions. And for us, finishing out possessions led to, for us, was going at the free throw line, and we just didn't do a good job with that. And that's one of your pet peeves and my pet peeves as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we will get off the pet peeves right here, though. But just talk a little bit about your next game. PC, what is the scouting report on PC?
Presbyterian, they're like I said earlier, they are playing really, really, really well. They haven't had a lot of success with that to this point. They have a new player, Teal, that's averaging 16 points in conference, but he's coming off the bench. And then they have Barnett, who is a junior now. He's a 6'4", 6'5" kid, number one, that is having the best year he's had since he's been at Presbyterian. And then they have Stewart, who's like a 6'8", 6'9", long left-handed kid that's probably playing his best basketball since he's been there. So we got to do a good job with those guys. Those guys really run some of that two-guard front. And some of that John B. line look. We got to do a good job of defending that. They run some UCLA stuff. They run some flare stuff, and they run some weak side exchanges that we got to do a good job of communicating, recognizing. But the biggest thing for us is that we got to get a good start. We haven't gotten a good start in the game, and so on the road we got to do a good job of really getting a good start. And we have to be really good at playing side to side and inside and out. And so if we can execute at a high level, because what we're trying to promote right now is that, and you know this being a coach, that we want our offense to be our best defense. And so if we have possession where we play side to side and inside out and get quality shots and get to the free throw line, or get real good shots that help our transition defense. And we don't want to give up anything easy to Presbyterian because they have the athletes and they have the length and athleticism that they can really get to the rim.
And I think what you said about offense being, your offense is your best defense too, that's always important. We used to keep our offense simple. It was our spread. Our offense was called spread. It was spread. Green is, whatever the first shot is.
Sure.
Take the shot. We had spread yellow, and I kept it, made it easy for my guys because all they had to do was remember the traffic light.
Yep.
Yellow was proceed with caution.
Okay.
And when we went and with a team. Maybe it was in the other team was making a run and they had momentum on their side. The last thing you want to do is come down and jack up a quick shot on the other end because that's just putting fuel on the fire.
Exactly.
We'd go spread yellow where we would have to make at least 5 passes before we took the shot.
Okay.
And then we'd go out if we were going to our delay game or we just really need to settle things down if they're really on a big run and just want to make them have to play defense for a while. We went spread red. That's nothing but a layup.
We did that in the first half against Gardner Webb, and that really got us back in the game. We went to 1 hour plays where we ran stagger, and what it does is get a team chasing, and you have to get to the foul line, or you get a layup, or you get an open three. But that offense, that play, that set that we run. It's easy for our guys. It's easy for the guys to see when they're open, and it's easy for them to see the next play. And so we ran that 4 times down the court and got back in the game.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
But it can. The players can cross you up one time. I remember when I had left Dorman to go coach at Bowling Springs, and it was our first game back over there to play. So it was a really big game and all. And we're beating Dorman. Bowling Springs had never beaten Dorman before. We're beating Dorman on their home court. And it's a close game going into the final minute of the game. And I think we're up maybe 4, something like that, 4 or 5 with around a minute to go, so it's still anybody's game. And I'm up going spread red. And one of my little guards out of the corner with about 40 seconds to go jacked up a three. And it went in. That saved his neck, or he had a walk home. And it went in. And I said, his name was Freddie Blanton, was the boy's name. And I said, what in the world were you thinking? We were in spread red. He said, I thought you called spread Fred. And I said, that's a good one. I said, that saved your neck right there, though. But we still laugh about that one, though. But it's one of those, no, woo, and then it went in, and that broke their back. That iced the game then, though. So,
You know, I told my son one time he had a bad game in high school, and I said, you know what? If I would do to you what my dad did to me, you'd be walking home right now.
yep. Well, see, I coached Jason Waters, Jerry Waters' son.
Oh yeah.
And poor Jason. Now, Jason's the only player I ever coached that he would be wringing wet before we even finished pregame warm-ups.
Yeah.
That's how hard he went.
Yeah.
And he used to saying, I don't want to go home tonight because my dad's going to tell me everything I did wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
But Jason was a good player.
Yeah.
That he was good, though. And then he got a girlfriend at mid-season and went straight down to tubes, and Jerry hated him after that. So. Well, good luck this week.
Well, I appreciate
And I know
this.
your things are going to turn around.
Yeah, it will. It will. I had a good conversation with Matt this morning, and we had a good talk with our team, and obviously we know the things that we have to do. We have to take care, and obviously we've come too far for it not to turn around. And we talked about faith, which is faith that you belong, faith in your coaches, and coaches' faith in the players, and then faith in your teammates. And we got to reaffirm that on a daily basis. And then we're going to play the game of our lives coming up here soon. And I want them to earn that, so now we can get on grip and catch fire.
And I look at it and say, the good Lord's got something bigger and better in store for you out there this season. And I used to love to play teams second time around, having that film on them.
Oh, yeah.
We studied the daylight out of that film, and I'll tell you what, we used to play Spartan High. They never changed anything every year. And so I studied the film. Matter of fact, stole a couple of plays from them and then took them and beat them with their own plays in there. But they would yell, Georgia Tech, and my guy would be to the spot. Theirs hadn't even gotten to waiting on the pass. And like, what you going to do now?
Exactly.
And I love playing teams second time around because once you know what they're going to do and their tendencies, you're going to play a lot better. And I have a feeling that's going to happen with y'all. That I'm looking. Matter of fact, I'm excited for the second half of the season.
I am as well, and we're excited to play Presbyterian, and Coach Q has done an unbelievable job over there, and our guys will be ready to play, and we're ready to play for 40 minutes, and hopefully get a good win for us.
All righty. Well, we're going to get Amir on with us now, and we're going to find out. We're going to put him through the ringer and find out some things and let the people of Spartanburg get to know him a little bit here.
Well, that's great. He's an unbelievable young man. He's got a great family, and he did great board and great values, and done a good job in school. So I'm happy to have him down here with you.
Well, thank you for bringing him, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
And we'll come up with some more stories for next week.
I can't wait. All right, Mayor. Do a good job.
Come in.
Yeah, I was like so sweaty.
Have not had that happen. Now, don't bump your head coming underneath here. Yes, I've done it. Well, not as often probably as you, but I had bumped on some stuff here.
The audio is
Yes. But yeah, Matt, if you want to eat tonight, it's on me.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm a man dog. So yeah.
Okay, I was going to say we will come back any Monday with it. And I'll take care of you
Will
there.
do. I appreciate it. Yeah, no worries.
All right, we got Amir Langley with us as our guest today. Welcome to the Cox Sports Coaches Corner.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Okay. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about you. Let's see. I've got your blue sheet over here. You are a senior player. See where I got it? Redshirt senior right here. Out of Atlanta, Georgia. What was it like growing up playing basketball in Atlanta?
Me and my teammates have this argument all the time, but I think Atlanta has like the best athletes all around, but mainly basketball, we have like the best players. It's competitive, it's tough out there. I played with so many pros before they were pros. So many of my guys and ex-teammates are D1 now, killing it. It's a real competitive scene. Everybody knows everybody doing the hoop scene. Like, there's a lot of guys this season that I've come. Last game, Gardner Webb, DQ. He went to my high school freshman, sophomore year, then he transferred out. Everybody knows everybody. There's a lot of good players out there. There's so many Tajay Kelly, he went to Grayson in Atlanta. There's so many just good athletes that came from there.
I went and took my team to play in a Christmas tournament down there one year.
Where at?
It was at Druid Hills, over near Stone Station, I think is where the gym was. Stone Station High School. We went and played over there, and they were really good players that were down there, though. That's one thing that I had never been so happy. Thank goodness it snowed that final day, and I didn't have to play our final game because my guys were not focused at all. That we went down there and they were excited because we had this in Atlanta. There's all kind of fun things to do. And I had them tickets, so we were going to see Georgia Tech play after our game that night. And then we're going that's back when Underground Atlanta was there to hang out. And so we're playing bad. It's at the halftime of our game, and I'm sitting up there trying to correct it, and I'm a little hot under the collar already. And I hear a couple of guys back there having their own conversation. What time's the Tech game tonight? And I said, if you don't start playing better than this, I said, we'll pack up and go right now, though. But we had a fun trip if we hadn't had to play basketball, though. But we went down there, and they never, we went to the Tech game, and they enjoyed that. And then we went out to eat as a group, and took them to Underground Atlanta. So that was about the best part of it, though, that we could have just been going on vacation together. It'd been a whole lot better because, like you said, basketball players in the Atlanta area are really good down there. And even, athletes in general. One of my good friends that I worked with the Panthers, covered the Panthers for a long time, Cam Newton, was from the Atlanta area. So, but yeah,
he went to Westlake, I believe.
Oh, really?
I know a couple of my guys. My senior year, Holy Spirit Prep, by a freshman, Jaleel McKee. He's at North Carolina A&T right now, killing it. He's a freshman right now, but he went to Westlake his first 3 years.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me, how did you end up at USC Upstate? I know you were at Western Carolina starting out, though, but let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so about my junior year of high school, I think that's when I officially got the offer from Western Carolina, the scholarship offer, and then I committed late senior year, committed to Western. It's actually funny, I got a lot of recruitment. My main school that I was leaning towards junior year was College of Charleston, and at the time, Coach Q, who's the head coach for Presbyterian right now, he's Wednesday, he was recruiting me heavy, and he got to know my family, the recruitment process. We really liked them. We liked Coach Grant, and we liked the whole system there. But then I don't know. I wanted to commit there, but I was like, give it some more time. And then that's when the coaches left. Coach Q went to Presbyterian. Coach Grant went to Boston College. Yep. And I was like, okay, cool. That happens all the time. I always hear about stories where somebody wants to commit and the coaches leave, and it's part of the game.
Right.
But then senior year, boom, committed to Western. Go there freshman year, broke my foot in some of the pregame, not even in the workout, in like an open gym. Broke my foot, stress fracture, out the whole season, redshirt year. That's cool. Which is really good though, because I was always a year younger, so senior year, everybody was about 18, I'm 17, I always played up. So it gave me a year to observe the game, and not only that, but just I guess I wasn't gonna be older than everybody else, I'm already that age group. So boom, sophomore year comes, that's when COVID hit, that's when all of that happened. That's a crazy year. It's really surreal thinking back on it, but I did play that year. Then after that year, that's when Coach Prosser, Coach Reck, all of them went to Winthrop. That's when the coaching change happened. And with that coaching change, basically all players just kind of dispersed and went over there. And that's when I went back into the portal, and it was a weird recruitment process because we couldn't do official visits and all that because of COVID. I couldn't come to campus. So I'm on Zoom talking to Coach Dickerson, Coach Garcia, but it was kind of like I just meshed with the guys well. I just liked everything they were saying, and it was just kind of a good match. So I just committed, and I ended up here. And now I'm going. This is my third year here.
Okay.
Goes crazy.
What is your major?
Communications.
So
it's kind of what we're doing here. I have
you're doing a great job. You're very well spoken, and I like what you're saying.
I appreciate it.
I might have to put you to work here sometime, right there. If I could ever help you in this area, I'll be more than happy to do that. I sure will, though. All right. What do you like most about playing at USC Upstate?
Well, first I'm going to talk about the we have one of the smallest gyms in Division One. But me
I
personally,
played there. Same court.
that's great. So you know,
Yeah.
I love it a lot because it feels, what's the word? It feels intimate. Like it feels like the furthest person in the crowd is still right there, and like it's like you can hear everything. So when it's loud, like when it's really jumping in the highs, you just it's really ecstatic. Like for comparison, in Western, they have a pretty nice arena, but we have like some seats that are just blacked out. Like they put like a tarp over it because it never kind of fills out. So it always feels empty. But in the Hodge, it always feels like compact. And it just makes you want to perform out there. It's really entertaining. It's really good to be in there.
And if you look, and you played there, I think, a couple of years ago up in Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yes.
Duke will never build the Dean Dome there because they'd be crazy. To me, that I've been up there and covered games, that is the greatest basketball atmosphere you can ever play in front of. I mean,
crazy.
you can't even. I was on press row, and the crazies were bouncing off the top of me. And I was loving it. I enjoyed it there. But I couldn't even stand up to go get a drink at halftime right there, though. But it's so loud, you can't even talk to the person next to you.
I remember prepping for that game, before the game in the Hodge, Coach D, he played like on the speaker, he was playing like just sound of the arena just so we can like as we were shooting free throws, he was just playing the sound of like, is everybody screaming in the arena just to get a feel for it. And then we go to the next day and it's just like that. Well, not just like it obviously, but really simulated that kind of chaos.
But they can reach out and almost touch the players.
Literally. I think I have a picture. No, it's Floyd. He's taking the ball out and like there's everybody behind him doing, it's crazy.
Because when when they're taking the ball out of bounds with the court right there, the press row thing, I could have easily, I kind of slid back a little bit there though. But that is a great environment to play in up there. All right, what would you say? I'm going to let you rate yourself right now. What do you think are your strengths and your weaknesses as a player?
Really good question. I'll speak on the strengths first. I think as a big man, I think I can really good finisher. I think I can out-strengthen smaller bigs, but with I can out-strengthen smaller bigs, but then with bigger bigs, I can use finesse to get around them. I think I have a good set of skills, a good kind of have ballerina feet, I feel like. And I also think I'm a really good passer too. So I feel like, if teams start to double, I can easily get out to my shooters, think the game really well. But then on to weaknesses, honestly, I think it's more of a mental aspect for me because I feel like sometimes, like for example, like let's say hypothetically, if I miss my first shot of the game, I can kind of dwell on that a little bit, like fixate on that miss because I feel like it might be like a shock to me if I miss. And I'm like, dang, I just missed. Like, 2 possessions might go by and I'm still like thinking about that miss and I kind of might be throwing off my game when instead I could miss, okay, cool, sprint back on D, get a stop, get a block, come back, score again, somebody else score, and just like get past it. So I feel like sometimes I kind of might overthink a little bit, or like if I get a low post catch, and then teams do kind of consistently double whenever I do get catches, especially in that low post area. It's easy whether they come from baseline or middle. So I feel like sometimes I might see the double, might not be as poised as I should be. Might overthink like, okay, I can't really attack this he's right there, so I gotta look for a pass. And then there's so many options where I can kind of freak myself out. So I'd like to get better at just kind of staying really calm and mellow so I can think the game clearly. So where, okay, I know if there's a help here, I probably should take one less dribble because maybe one extra dribble is what might lead to a turnover. So I might take one less dribble, pick it up when they swarm. Since there's 2 on me, one has to be open. Just kind of taking my time to really decipher things out there on the court.
Okay. How hard is it been for you physically to match up with some of these bigger players in your conference, like the Bodo, the big 7-footer that was in there, a really big kid, and some of these other teams have had, he was not as tall, but the big boy from Gardner Webb was big, strong guys, and they want to back their way down, and that's the sad thing. The thing I tried to do a lot with my big guys was use my body as much as I could and show because I talk to officials lots of times too. As long as they see your hands, you can get away with a lot of those bumps and stuff like that, legs and stuff. Though, but how has it been for you trying to match up with a lot of these guys like that may be bigger than you in the past?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, because of the talent level of basketball I really played against my whole life. I've always been playing against bigs bigger than me. I've been playing against James Wiseman, played against him. Armando from UNC played against him. I've always been playing against 7-footers really big, and I feel like I kind of learned how to use my body efficiently to kind of stop them from getting to where they want to go. And just knowing their tendencies, knowing what they want to do, I kind of try to think like, bigger than I am, to say. And also, going back to my freshman redshirt year, that's when Carlos Dotson was at Western. He truck, but really skillful though. And I feel like going against him every day, kind of like I kind of learned some things. You know, if you're kind of using his weight against him, and just learning little tricks like that. Just I feel like I kind of do really well in that aspect.
Okay, and the thing I think you've got the quickness there, just like with the Longwood game when Trey penetrated and the big man went over to help, you were able to get in there. And how'd that feel hitting that shot?
It was good. It was good. It was just good to win though. That's the thing about it. Whether Trey would have made the layup and he won, or whether what did happen. Even if Trey made the layup, you would have still seen me jump up just in case he didn't. Just to solidify that one. It felt good. It felt really good.
Well, I heard a long time ago a statement from Lou Holtz, and he said you don't have to lead the whole game if you've got the heart to come from behind. And that's the bottom line was they led for 38. They led for 39 minutes and 58 and a half seconds. But the only thing when you lead, when there's the double zeros or triple zeros on the clock, that's the only thing that matters at the end of the game. It don't matter. They don't give points for leading the whole game. Nope. That's the win. The big thing right there, though. All right. What are you doing? What do you feel like you still are needing to improve on that you're working on with your game right now?
So as of lately, I'm really trying to rebound the ball better because I feel like my rebound numbers have dwindled since non-conference, since conference started compared to non-conference. And I'm trying to really just hunt the ball. And sometimes it is hard because I'm also being intentional about not letting the 5-man get rebounds. So I'm kind of spending more time boxing out where, Trey's a really good rebounder. He might come fly in and get some. But also we are giving up a lot of offensive rebounds, and I feel like in some aspects I could be grabbing more of those. And I'm also trying to utilize both hands equally because some teams the scout reporting only is to force me to right. But if I'm doing right hand hooks, it's easy if I'm doing left hand hooks, then there's kind of no way to force me a lethal weapon either way.
Well, one thing that we've mentioned several times today, I love the way you use the backboard around there. I used to always say, your backboard is your best friend in shooting. That's the thing there.
Especially around the rim.
Around the rim, it will. That if you put it on, it can't help but go in. If you put it in the right spot there, it forces it.
Right spot, right spin to the ball. The thing about me, I kind of spend like a lot of time just spinning the ball on the backboard, so where I can finish extended out here, and with the proper spin, it's still going to go in. Just proper spots where it always goes.
I would anticipate probably one of your best drills, or you probably do some Mikan drill.
Yeah,
around the
we
basket.
do a lot of those.
A lot of that.
Mikans and then reverse Mikans.
Yep. But that's one of the. I learned that from my JV coach, and it's something I carried all my years with me was the Mikan drill right there. You mentioned Baycott. Is he ever going to leave North Carolina, or will he get a 10-year pension playing there, though? He's been there, I think, longer than Hubert Davis's coaching staff. He's got a good thing, I guess, going there, though. But I mean, that's the thing, because, you don't see the big 6'11s and 7-footers. I mean, I couldn't believe the kid from last year from Kentucky didn't get drafted. And the guy from Gonzaga, the two best big men in the game, that they're kind of phasing the big men out of the game at the next level. So it's kind of interesting with that.
Like the big from LSU a couple years ago, Nas Reed, he went undrafted. He went undrafted, but now you see him now with the Timberwolves having a heck of a year. Timberwolves looking real good too. My ex-teammate Anthony Edwards played with him all 4 years of high school in AAU, but also my senior year at Holy Spirit Prep. He's killing it. He's a killer right now.
Well, my philosophy was you could never have enough big men, you could never have enough shooters. And again, that's one time that I had the opportunity of spending a weekend with Coach K at Duke up there at one of his coaching classes he had right there, though. And that's what, during their long run up there, they recruited the best big man in the country, they recruited the best point guard in the country, and they filled in the rest of the roster with great athletes.
That's a good feeling.
And talked about, I know that that back when Thomas Davis, and he played with Leitner and some of those guys, that Thomas Davis was not a shooter when he went to Duke. But he told me he worked my basketball camp one summer. He worked our upward camp one summer and came in Atlanta and told me about that he shot about 400 threes a day on there, though. And that's how he developed to be a good three-point shooter there, though. But that's the thing right there was. All right, when you were little, what did you do to work on your game every day? Tell me what you would do. Did you go out and play by yourself, or what things did you work on?
I'm a big mental guy, so a lot of I was a big imagination guy. Like I was always in the driveway, just going through hypothetical situations where like, oh, I crossed them up and I'm driving and I'm dunking. Like everything was in my head, and also I was exposed with my father to the Animal and the Street Ball mixtapes. And it was just so like just entertaining and fun, and everything was just fun to me. And I kind of wanted to just do that, just do all those things. And I was a big just like always playing guy. Like if I seen guys, and I always hear people say this, like kids don't play outside anymore. And I feel like I'm part of the last generation that actually did play outside. But like whenever I see guys playing in the driveway, like playing 3v3, I always wanted to get in there and just always just having fun with the game, just playing with like that.
Well, I used to have a dirt court, and I lived outside the city limits where I had no neighbors and no friends. It was kind of out in the wilderness there, so I practiced all the time. And my brother and sister both played at Upstate. My sister, we used to go out and play, and she would post me up inside when she was taller than me. And then finally, when I got older than her, then that's when I started beating her, though. But I used to go out there every day, and I would shoot, free throws, shoot. And what I would do, too, I got the big step, the A-frame ladder out there, and put that up, practice having to shoot over somebody in my face. And I know that y'all can't do this. It was something I could create. I had trees around my court that I used to practice coming off the screens and shoot until I had bark burns on my shoulder. So the good old days of that there, though. So, but
That's really good.
all right, as a big man, how hard is it to set that they're looking now about illegal screens? Talk about the art of setting a screen, because I know you run a lot of screening in your offense. What's the secret to being a good screener?
One thing I've really learned in my years of college is like there's actually a lot that goes into a lot of the little things, such as setting screens. Like another thing I learned here is you really want to point like your back towards where you want to send the guard, and you always want to get there before they move. Sometimes I have to tell our guards like wait for me a little bit, because we get a little angsty. We start like coming off screens, coming off Richmond's a little too early. Then I kind of have to like set them a little further where I wanted to set them, because I can't keep running if they're already running. I have to stop so they come off me. But you really want to, especially if you see a guard's back, that's when you really go and you get them, because they don't see the screen coming. But with the moving screens, and I think I like to do is talk to refs, like just communicate to them, see what they're looking for out there. I feel like with moving screens, it's kind of easy not to get a moving screen if you kind of just get your feet set before.
And a lot of times I think too is it's not really the person setting the screen's fault. The person coming off the screen can go too wide. That kind of does that. And that's what my old bark burn drill was with the trees there, of trying to come tight and don't give that person room to squeeze in there.
Another thing too is the refs say when you set them too wide, like your legs, then you kind of like try to inch out there just to get them. That can get you called too.
All right, what's the other big controversial call with the bigs? Block charge. And they're getting in position inside with that. And this is the thing that frustrates the living daylights out of me. In your league, there's a lot of teams that just penetrate and attack the glass. And when you're standing there, you got your hands up and they jump into your hands. It frustrates me that the defensive guy is always the one getting the foul called on.
Yeah.
I know it frustrates you being a big guy.
I felt some of that in our last game. Like I feel like I don't know. It's like typically when they call something, I kind of ask the ref like, "What was it? Was it like did I lean down? Did I come into his body? Like what was it?" And they typically always have different answers every time. But I kind of you just want to stay. You just want to stay solid. You just want to stay vertical and solid, and just pray they don't call that foul.
And I guess Giffa, the kid from High Point, can get to the line more than anybody.
Really down there.
That guy had 37 points last game. Giffa did. Duke didn't play again, but he went to the free throw line about 17, 18 times in that game too. But he had 37 points in that game after y'all went there. But that guy can find a way to score. But that's one thing I know that this got to be frustrating is that I think y'all play good defense lots of times, and you're in position, you got your hands, but the officials are letting the offensive man attack you. And you're standing there lots of times where I know that's frustrating. All right, what are your interests outside of basketball? What do you like to do away from the game?
I'm a pretty. I like to dabble in the arts, whether it's photography, videography. Do a little video gaming, in my spare time.
Okay.
I definitely like to travel. I feel like my mom did a great job just exposing me to different states, different countries. Every year, it gets hard when you're a visual athlete. You don't have a lot of time, but every year we try to do like a little family vacation, go somewhere.
Okay.
It's kind of like mind-boggling because I'm like always exposed to like new cultures, and I now have like a kind of love for just getting out there and seeing like a new land. Like we went to I think my favorite place we went to was probably Barcelona, Madrid. Very nice, very nice. It's like it's almost like New York. I'm actually not raised, but born in New York.
Okay.
But it's almost like New York, but just different. Like I really can't even articulate it. Really, it's just different. But we've also been to Costa Rica, so many places. It's just beautiful. So I really like to travel too. A lot of different hobbies. I like music. A lot of different music I listen to before a game. I might listen to smooth jazz before a game.
Okay.
Might listen to get a little classical, some instrumental pianos, a lot of different type of, probably relatively unorthodox types of music that I might listen to just on a random day.
Are you going to get Asa to take you back to Spain with him
We talk about that all the time.
I bet that would be a good trip there. All right. You mentioned that. I've got, and it's not NCAA violation here though, I got 2 tickets to give you to go to anywhere in the world. Where would you go and who would you take?
This is a tough question. One of my, I guess, dream places I always wanted to go would be Japan. But as of lately, like the more, like I'm on Pinterest, so sometimes I just see like random pictures. I'm like, oh, what is this? What country is this? Where is this? And I'm starting to like Germany. Like Germany is really beautiful. Some of the lands. But my final answer, I'm gonna say Japan. And if I could take one person, you said one person. One person.
Coach Dickerson volunteering.
Cause dude, that would be a fun trip.
Take you down.
I'm gonna have to go with my mom. No. I'm gonna have to go with my sister. I'm gonna take my sister. Yeah, she just turned 16 about a couple days ago. I think that'd be a really good trip. We're really tight. We get along well.
Okay. All right, we're going to get into the quick lightning round questions to wrap up right here. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails never fails. So if you ever have to do a coin toss to start a basketball game, call tails. So the jump ball, if they ever change that rule. Are you a dress-up GQ guy, or were you more of a casual dresser?
I'm more of a casual dresser, but I always want to look unique. Like I do care about what I put on, but I do care about I prioritize being comfortable, but also still stylish.
Okay. You got any superstitions before you play? Like I used to wear my floppy socks or my things I had to do. Or do you have any rituals before a game? You
I
said you
used
listen
to.
jazz. Or,
Yeah. I used to have a lot of superstitions. Like in high school, I used to take chocolate milk before every game. I had to always have chocolate milk. But as of lately, I've been trying to get rid of my superstitions and just kind of like let life do what life does and just be flexible and adaptable. So I wouldn't say I have any superstitions. I like to change things up. Just flow.
do you have any fears?
I fear heights.
I am too.
People say it's ironic 'cause I'm tall.
Yep.
But I do fear heights. I don't like roller coasters.
I don't like glass elevators that go up.
Yeah. I don't like.
Oh, God, this
I kind
is-
of like them though because they look cool, but
Uh-huh.
I'm also kind of like panicking at the same time.
You'll enjoy this. I was covered in Chick-fil-A mall down in Atlanta a couple of years ago. And one of the motels that we were staying at down there, I don't know if it was a Hilton or which one, got the glass elevator. Well, they put the darn hospitality room for the Chick-fil-A bowl on the top floor up there.
How many? Do you remember how many floors though?
It was like 42 or something like that. And so I had to send my person that was with me, I had to send him up there with a doggy bag to get me my food and bring it down because I wouldn't ride that glass elevator to the hospitality room up there. So yeah, that was it. You mentioned about wearing things though. I found out last week that Justin Bailey, he likes wearing a sweatband now. But that's his thing to wear. He's into sweatbands now. Okay, let's see. Here, would you rather be the hunted team or the underdogs?
Underdogs.
I like being underdogs. I played that role really well. I had some good things that I did for playing the underdog. Okay, would you rather be the most skilled player on your team or the most intelligent player?
Most intelligent.
Okay, all right. This I have had fun with this one. Would you rather win the lottery or find a soulmate?
That's a good question. That is a good question. Follow-up question. How much is a lot?
It's big. It's a lot of money.
I'll say find a soul.
Okay. You could do this. Is the funniest ever answer I got was at Big South Media Days with one of the girls players at PC. She said she wanted to hit the lottery. She'd buy a soulmate after she hit the lottery. Said, "Be careful what you buy." But that was a good one there. All right. Good looks or good personality?
Personality.
Would you rather be poor and happy or rich and miserable?
Poor and happy.
I feel that way too because that's what I was a coach, so I was never rich. So right there, your riches are the relationships and memories you have. Right there. Are you a early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay.
Midnight
That I cannot get up and I won't even venture to tell you what time I got up today, but I know you probably taken a few classes. Let's see. I got up for good today. I think it was 11:25.
That's a good morning. I like that. That sounds good.
See, but all those years being a teacher and coach, I had to get up at 5 every
Yeah.
morning and be on duty by 6:30 and all. I'm getting even now, though.
I
But I
can't
stay
imagine
up.
what the coach would do. We might have like a workout at this morning. I had a workout at 8:30.
Yep.
But the earlier people might have a workout like 7, 6:30. But the coaches have to be there before that, and they're probably
Yep.
doing film or whatever they're doing before that. So I can't even imagine the time they wake up.
It's interesting though, but like I say, that now that I'm retired, I do what I want to, when I want to, if I want to, and I don't like to get up early in the morning because I'll stay up and watch a couple of movies at night or something. It may be 2 o'clock before I go to bed at
You
night.
won't
too.
even, yeah.
So watch stuff. I like to watch. I watch a lot of the crime shows, like Forensic Files and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm hooked on watching that.
Those are pretty
FBI
addictive.
reports and things.
Criminal Minds?
Yeah, Criminal Minds and what's it? Something SIV or SUV or something. Yeah, Law and Order and like New York, where they do the forensic stuff there. And I watch those things. I like those shows. I know now how to catch any crook out there, and I know if I ever want to commit a crime to make it hard for them to catch me. So I've studied all that stuff better, but it's fun though. But I'll stay up late watching that. And my wife said, "Now I know why you can't sleep the next day, or why you can't, or not awake the day, or why you toss and turn because you're watching all this bad stuff." Okay, all right. Would you like spicy or mild?
Mild.
Okay, all right. How about sunrise, sunset?
Sunrise.
Okay, they're both beautiful. You can't go wrong. Last question is: would you rather be the ones asking the question or answering the question? All right, you're going to be a communications guy. All right, ask me a question.
Okay. Okay, I got you. What is your favorite thing about having like different people that you interview whenever you interview? Like, what's your favorite aspect of interviewing different people?
Because everybody is different, and I mean, just like your teammates have all been different. They have different personalities, but I love meeting people. I love being around people. That a lot of people. That's why I started my own broadcasting thing, because I used to be with another group that all they ever did was just stay in the station and never went on location. And I'm a people person. That I like to get out. I like to talk things. I like to ask different questions to find out. I'm not your typical reporter that wants to dig up dirt. I want to find out fun things. What you like to do, and things with old stories and all that. Get to know them, and just that's the main thing. That I'm a people person, and I enjoy being around people, talking to them.
With that being said, I think my answer for the previous question would be asking questions.
Okay. That is fun. That I enjoy, because I remember all the days when I was coaching, when I had to be asked the questions. I knew what I hated to be asked, and that's why I try to stay away from them and do the fun questions. Well, our guest today, our player guest, has been Amir Langley here, and we look forward to seeing you the second half of the season. Seeing you finish strong. Stay strong in your teammates, your coach, and your faith, and stay strong in your faith in God, and everything's going to work out okay. I think God will make a run here the second part of the season, and appreciate you being with me today.
I appreciate being here. This is great.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.